Billy, direct them to our Facebook page or our website. Get them off the phone. That takes all of 30 seconds. But we don't want to spend all day on the phone with a customer or a prospect tenant that's not looking to move in for 9 months. Does that make sense? Veterans, probably more seasoned than I am, about leasing and showing and renting and selling homes. So I won't beat this up too much, but try to have something available in the house. Never just show a stagnant, stale house. You know, put the Glade plugins in there. You know, put the rugs, throw rugs down, the carpet, silk plants, things like that. You know, have your iPod playing with jazz music or something like that in the background. Open the blinds, get the light in there. You guys know how to, like I said, most of you are real estate agents have sold homes. You guys know how to sell, okay? But at the end of the day, you're not only selling the product, but you're really selling yourself, okay? You're really selling yourself. We have a leasing kit. Looks just like this. Most of the guys that sell single-family houses go to Walmart, grab these little, they have the little silk plants, the little jazz player in there. They got a little mini vacuum cleaner, things like that. It's just a kit that you can set up for yourself when you're showing your rental units. We have in the operations manual, you have a downloadable packet that you can have your floor plans in, community information, photographs, all of that you can have in a nice folder. So when you're showing the house, let's say you're showing a rental unit on a Saturday, you got multiple people coming in, at least they can doze. If I'm with Anna or I'm with Billy, someone else comes in, I can hand them this book, they can thumb through it, they can take a look at the floor plans, they can see the schools in the area, what's close to shopping, just general information about the property. Qualifying criteria is laid out for them, because sometimes you'll see people get up and walk right on out. Site. So they're on site, they're available. I prefer that the individual leasing the rental unit fills out the guest card. Because if you allow the prospect tenant to fill it out, you may possibly get a first name and half of a last name. Qualifying criteria, always have that available where they can see it, okay? And stick to your qualifying criteria. Because a lot of times someone may, as Billy pointed out, may come to take us to visit your property. They may not be a prospect tenant. They may be a tester. They may be seeing if you're violating fair housing, okay? And we'll talk about that in the fair housing section. You can download fair housing posters at the Landlord Academy website. They're free. Print them out, throw them in a picture frame, hang them up, put them up in the kitchen area, wherever you're showing your rental unit. Do you have to? No. But is it a good idea to have that available if a tester ever comes in? Absolutely. Because the toughest claim to fight against is a fair housing claim. Because you lose even if you win the claim. Because you're going to have to hire an attorney and then it's a pain. Key points. We also want to cover the lease break policies. It's always a good idea to make sure you're covering, bless you, the lease break policies. 10 rules and regulations. Please cover those. Don't skip over those. Get them to sign the rules and regulations after they've read them and you've covered them. And then right now, the NSF policy is coming up more times than often in this market. And the NSF is insufficient funds. People bouncing checks. What's the procedure when a tenant bounces the check? We cover that now because I'm starting to see more checks bounce like basketballs than I ever have in a while. So, tough economy, typically you'll see bad checks. Our system and software only allows maybe 1 or 2 bad checks, and then it'll go bloop, 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 send you a little message saying that they won't accept any checks. So the system won't accept checks. So I know my staff can't accept a check from a tenant because the system won't accept it. Yeah,
Did your software set up to pull it out automatically from their accounts?
You can set it up if you set up accounts that they have, you know, those merchant accounts, if you do set it up. It depends on the demographic too, because if I were to try that at the pump. Cost sheet, filled out. I want the prospect tenant to get a moving cost sheet. Form 1E. Form 1E in the form section that you're already in. You're there, you're already there. Form 1E, you're already there. It looks like this. The reason why this sheet is used when the prospect tenant moves in, they know and I know. So let's assume, Billy, you're working for me as a leasing agent, okay? You got to move in, but you're going on vacation tomorrow. You go to vacation, your move-in is coming in this Friday. I don't have to call Billy on his vacation and say, hey, Billy, how much is this person, what are they supposed to bring to the table? It's already listed in the prospect tenant's file what they're supposed to bring. As you can see here, it has the address of the location, it has the market rent, the concession, if they've agreed upon a concession, monthly base rent, what they've paid in the prorated amount, if they're moving in the middle of the month, the prorated amount, their actual rent, security deposit that's been paid in, pet fees, deposit fees, any other fees. It also has the utility phone number of the electric and water, and I'm verifying that the tenant can show me a receipt that the water and electricity has been turned on in their name before they moved in, because I do not want to move anyone in that has not turned electricity on in their name, because I don't feel like paying a bill the following month when they've already moved in, and then try collecting that money, you know, during the rent. It's like pulling teeth. So I want to verify before they moved in that they've turned electricity on in their name. Billy doesn't have to be here, it's all in here. There's a hard copy as well as the software will recognize this too. But I believe in two systems. I believe in having a backup to your software. Okay? So this is inside the file, so I'll know once the prospect tenant comes to move in, I'll know by looking at this sheet exactly what monies that they owe. I don't have to call Billy. I'll know. Okay? I'll know exactly what they need when it comes time to moving in. So no one can pull the wool over my eyes and say, well, Billy now is in Istanbul. And the tenant moves in and goes, oh, Billy told me I only have to have $200 for moving. And that one is in, that form is located in phase 2 that I'm going to have you read in a moment. Moving your tenant in. The move in, move out inspection form. Why is this so important? As you can see, Andrea right here walking through the unit. What she's doing is she's using this form right here above. Take a look at this form above my head. She's walking the unit with this form before the tenant moves in. She's documenting the condition of the rental unit before the tenant moves in. Why is that important?
She wanted the same thing.
Exactly. The way that rental unit looked when they moved in, the way it looks when they move out is always going to be a matter of two different opinions. So we must document the way the rental unit looked before the tenant moves in. Okay? And that's what Andrea is doing now. She's going through the move-in, move-out condition form. She's documenting the condition of the rental unit. Okay? Here's some pictures of what she's doing. She's checking the bathroom. She's checking, you know, while she's in the kitchen, she's checking kitchen cabinets, turning on stoves, making sure all burners are working, you know, documenting any chips in the countertop. There's a great video that we just shot, right, Felt? There's a great video we just shot with us actually doing that at one of our rental units where they hold you responsible. True or false? A landlord can charge higher rent for a tenant with children, with young children, to cover anticipated damages. Correct. A landlord can charge higher rent is false. True or false? A landlord can charge a kid deposit, which is an extra security deposit for tenants with children, just in case of damages. It's a good idea, but get you in trouble. True or false? If a tenant lowers the cabinets because they are in a wheelchair, they do not have to pay. They have them put back in normal condition. Correct. True or false? It's a great marketing technique to show people rental properties in neighborhoods that fit their demographic profile. Absolutely false. We do not want to show. I told you demographics helps me identify who you are. I never said I use the information to steer you in a direction or to go or not to go. So, very good. Is this ad okay? A lovely 3-2 in a quiet neighborhood, close to churches in downtown. Is that ad okay? No. The person, this is an actual ad where someone was sued. I want you guys to cover, did you guys cover moving your tenant in? Did you guys cover that whole entire phase through the leases? All the leases, I don't think you did. So I want you guys to cover moving your tenant in. And then I have a little bit more of required reading for you. I want you to go ahead and read 2 phases for me. Phases 2, moving your tenant in, and I want you to cover during your tenant's residency. This is the most abused form in the business. People use the 3-day